Playable hand here in the hijack, King 10 suited, and Andy moves in. Short stack at risk though, 3.2 million. Pair of sevens, likely to get a call on the button, but a good spot to double up, as long as he hits a king or a 10, or we will lose our first place finisher. So chip leader at the moment has a pair, not going to be folding on the button. Although he's had very few cashes in live poker, does seem to know what he's doing. He's playing poker somewhere. Maybe he's a cash player. I like taking his time, looking around, seeing what the others' body language is saying. I hope he's not going to fold sevens here. No. May well look to isolate with the pair. That's quite a lot to call anyway. Yeah, he does. All in. Nice play here on the button. Got to hope that the blinds behind him haven't got monsters. Even if the big blind does, he's very short stacked. And he's showing his rubbish. So, all in situation. 5 million pot. King 10 at risk. A.Hanak from England has a Czech parent, which is where he gets the name from, but lives in London like I do. Needs to hit a king or a 10, and he hasn't so far. We could see our first faller in seat 4. Needs to hit a king or a 10, only 30% equity, or the sevens will hold and increase his stack. Now I've got a gut shot queen, so any king 10 or queen, still drawing fairly short. Sevens holding, and Andy finishes in 8th place and takes 3,500 for his troubles, and our chip leader increases his lead. Chip leader using his stack to put the pressure on. Jack 2 suited raise. Certainly get a fold from the 7-6 offsuit. Wow, I'm wrong. Position call on the button. Jonathan, though, different decision, although he's on the big blind. He's got Jack 4 offsuit. We're getting nearly 7-1 on his money there, so 3 to a flop, and Jack 2 has mashed this flop. Jonathan with his top pair may get in trouble. Lovely raise there with the Jack 2 suited, has got some reward with the 2 pairs. Jonathan's led out with top pair. Checking the stack sizes. This is a good spot for a raise. Up against any jack, bigger jacks, pre-flop. Very disguised Jack 2 here. Just taking his time there. I like the way this young man plays. Looks like he's measuring up a raise. Could be a big one. Yep, all in announced. So, what is Jonathan in seat 1 going to do? He's got top pair. A pretty bad kicker. So we may be going into a break. Everyone's getting up. And the call is announced. And he's going to get the bad news. Needs to hit a 4 or a 10. 10 would give him a 4 kicker, although another card to come. A 4 would give him the lead. So at risk. And we could see a lovely big, it's a good card, but it brings the flush draw into it. Oh, any club, any 4. Any queen would give him a split pot. Lot of outs here. And that isn't one of them. So the Jack 2 takes out the Jack 4 and we lose our 7th place finisher. Seat 1 has been pretty solid. Possible shoving hand with 9-8 suited, and indeed it's an all-in. Is Mr. Lee going to call with 6s? It's going to be a flip if he does. Doesn't look like he likes calling very much and very often. Wow. Oh, he's got out of it. What a fold with the 6s. In most cases, that's a call or a raise. And he's got away with a beauty here. Kings is up against 8-9 suited. 8-9 suited at risk. Andre with the kings. And there's a 6. And what a flop for the 8-9 suited. He's hit top pair, up and down, and straight flush draw. Goodness me, poker's a silly game. Any heart. That's not enough. Any 8, any 9, any 5, any 10. A lot of outs. 17 of them. Is he going to double up? And that is not one of them. So the kings hold, and I don't know quite why he's feeling unhappy. Played pretty well, doubled up twice, fought very hard, started. Demetrios raising on the button with Jack 10. Chip leader with jacks. Now he has slow played these big hands before by just calling. See what he does here. My goodness, he's had some hands this final table. If he ever moans about not getting hands, you should re-look at this footage, because he has had absolute cascade of good hands. And like I said earlier, has also played very well. Looks like a 3-bet coming in. Wow. Bad time, all in and call. Demetrios making a move. And he's done that because our chip leader has been so aggressive. He just doesn't know how many good hands he's had. Totally understand this play. He will well think that Schladan has been at it, but we are likely to see our 5th place finisher. He survived one hand with Queen Jack against. That doesn't help him. Needs a 9. 9 only. Not the 9 of clubs. So we lose our 5th place finisher. 4 players left here at the Banco Casino Masters. Mayfield committed with a king 9 suited. Will get called by ace king, and we really should have our 4th place finisher. Ace king against king 9. Poor. I feel sorry for the rest of this table. They've just been absolutely steamrolled. He has had hand after hand after hand. All right, smile on Alan's face. We've had a few survivals being under it, but this is not one of them. And he's drawing almost dead, drawing to a straight. Needs a jack or a queen to stay alive. Running 9s, and it is over for him. Very creditable 4th place, though. No shame at all, and picks up 11,630, including. So we're going to see a raise with the 9-8 suited. Interesting hand to call with on the big blind. Definitely the most careful player of the 3, and he's hit his queen. So small blind, chip leader, will bet again. As soon as F.H.Li calls, I think he will be very careful and close down. He knows that seat 2 has not put a foot wrong in terms of calling when he's got it and folding when he hasn't. May look at raising here with top pair, in which case I'll certainly take it down. Just flat call. Not a good card for the chip leader because he's still betting. Hasn't slowed down. I think Lee will look to push all in here. He's got up against a flush draw now, though, which is interesting. If he just calls, he could be getting a lot of trouble. Favour the raise here. He's got top pair. It's a dangerous board. Get it in. Put the pressure back on. And as I feared for F.H.Li, a chip leader who can literally do no wrong in this tournament has hit runner, runner, flush, and he had absolutely nothing to do with the flop. And now a very difficult decision for Lee. He's got 22,000 guaranteed, or sorry, 20,000 guaranteed. Right, 22,500. He calls, and we'll get the bad news. Well, I think he had a chance to take that down on the turn, possibly even on the flop. and didn't. So we are down to 2. Both players hitting this board. Top pair for our chip leader. And all in. For Andre. At risk, needs to hit a 6 and only a 6. We have a winner. Croatian player M.Stojanovic. Fantastic final table he played. Just dominated it from the start. It's been great spending the evening with you all. I'm sure you'll be back for the Winter Polish poker in 2 weeks' time, and then the European poker following that in March for yet more massive value tournaments here at Banco Casino. My name is JJ Hazan, and I wish you all a very good night and best of luck in your poker endeavors.